My name is Dr. Thomas William Health. I am 103 years old, and what I am about to share will likely frustrate every nutritionist in the country. For the past 40 years, I have eaten the same 4 foods every single day. Before you dismiss that and move on, let me give you some context. I have outlived 7 doctors. All of them were intelligent, well-educated men. Every one of them told me I was eating incorrectly. Dr. Thomas William back in 1985 told me my cholesterol was dangerously high. He instructed me to give up eggs immediately and placed me on a low-fat diet. He handed me a color-coded chart with approved and restricted foods, explaining it as though I could not grasp basic information, despite the fact that I had spent decades in the medical field myself. Do you know where Dr. Patterson is today? Forest Lawn Cemetery, plot 247. He passed away at 71 from a massive stroke. I am still here, still eating my eggs. Let me tell you exactly what I eat every single day. No exceptions, no variety, no substitutions. Food 1, 3 whole eggs, fried in butter. Not egg whites, whole eggs, yolk included. The yolk is where the nutritional value is concentrated. For 40 years, I was told eggs would cause heart disease, that I was taking an unnecessary health risk. I kept eating them anyway. And here I stand at 103, while those who warn me are no longer around. Consider what an egg actually contains. It holds every nutrient a developing chick needs to grow into a full-grown bird. It is, by any reasonable measure, a complete food. Yet the moment laboratory researchers decided they knew better, people began discarding the yolk, the most nutritious part, and drinking processed egg whites from a carton. That is the equivalent of purchasing a vehicle and discarding the engine. I fry mine in real butter, not margarine, not chemical cooking spray. Butter from a cow, produced the way nature intended. Food 2, 1 pound of ground beef every single day. I use an 80-20 blend, 80% lean, 20% fat. I was told red meat causes cancer. I was told I would develop colon disease or heart complications. My response was straightforward. My grandfather ate beef daily. My father ate beef daily. I have eaten beef daily. Not one of us developed cancer. Perhaps the researchers would have learned more by studying us rather than feeding sugar to laboratory rats. What does beef actually provide? Iron, B12, zinc, creatine, carnitine, the very building blocks your body requires. These are the same compounds sold in supplement bottles at health stores for nearly $50 each. Your muscles, your blood, your brain, all built from the same materials found in that beef. I prepare it simply. Ground beef in a cast iron skillet with salt. No elaborate recipes. No imported sauces. Just beef and salt. A cow is, in its own way, a remarkable biological machine. It consumes grass, nothing but grass, and converts it into protein, muscle, and nourishment. It transforms sunlight and soil into something that sustains human life. Meanwhile, people are eating cereal from boxes decorated with cartoon characters and wondering why they feel depleted at 35 or harmful. Doctors placed me on a low-carb plan in the 1990s. For 3 weeks, I felt miserable. I stopped and returned to my potatoes. A potato is stored energy from the earth. It sustained the Irish through famine. It fed soldiers through wartime. It kept families alive during the Great Depression when little else was available. Today, people are tracking every gram of food on digital apps, weighing portions on kitchen scales as though conducting a chemistry experiment. I simply boil 6 potatoes and eat them. My grandfather did the same. He lived to 96. Food for a tall glass of raw milk with every meal, unpasteurized, unhomogenized, and unaltered. This one generates the strongest opposition. Raw milk is dangerous, they insist. It contains bacteria, they warn. But consider this. Your entire body contains bacteria. You are, in biological terms, more bacterial than human. Your digestive system is designed to work with beneficial bacteria. That is how it functions. I have been drinking raw milk since I was 6 years old. That is 97 years of supposedly hazardous milk. I am still waiting for the harm to appear. What does real, unprocessed milk contain? Enzymes, probiotics, fat-soluble vitamins, all of which are destroyed when milk is heated to extreme temperatures during pasteurization, leaving behind what is essentially nutrient-depleted white liquid. Genuine milk is rich, with cream settled at the top. It has flavor. It is a living product. What is sold in grocery stores today has been heated, separated, and chemically reassembled. I refer to it as expensive water. Here is how my daily meals are structured. Breakfast, 3 eggs, 2 potatoes, 1 glass of milk lunch, half a pound of ground beef, 2 potatoes, 1 glass of milk dinner. 3 eggs, half a pound of ground beef, 2 potatoes, 1 glass of milk. No snacks, no dessert, no cheat days, no variety. And yes, I am aware that sounds monotonous. But here is what monotonous has given me. I am 103 years old, fully mobile, mentally sharp, and entirely self-sufficient. I have observed people at 60 who require 12 daily medications simply to function. Routine is not the enemy. Poor food choices are. Here is something that rarely gets said plainly. Your body does not require variety. It requires nutrients. We have been conditioned to believe that good health demands 47 different foods, rare ingredients from distant regions, and an ever-expanding collection of supplements and powders. That belief exists primarily to sell products. Your great-great-grandfather ate largely the same foods each day. Farming families ate the same meals across entire generations. They were physically capable, hardworking, and resilient. They raised families, managed land, and kept communities functioning. Today, people consume 73 different items in a single week and cannot climb a flight of stairs without becoming short of breath. The issue is not a lack of variety. The issue is a lack of genuine food. Here is what unfolded over the past several decades. In the 1950s, a group of researchers concluded that dietary fat was the primary cause of illness, not through rigorous evidence, but through assumption. They advised the public to eliminate fat, reduce eggs, avoid red meat, and stop using butter. In its place came sugar, processed carbohydrates, refined vegetable oils, and manufactured food products. The outcome? Obesity increased. Chronic illness expanded. Diabetes and heart disease rose sharply. Cancer rates climbed. Rather than reconsidering the original conclusion, the response was to produce new dietary frameworks: low-carb, ketogenic, paleo, vegan, carnivore. Each came with, "I have been alive for 103 years. I have watched this entire cycle play out from beginning to present, and what I have observed is consistent. The people who live the longest tend to eat simply, not elaborately, not experimentally. Simply that MY friend George passed away last year at 101. For 60 years, he ate oatmeal and sardines. Oatmeal for breakfast, sardines for lunch, a modest dinner. Everyone considered it peculiar. He outlived nearly everyone who questioned him. My late wife, rest her soul, ate the same breakfast without exception for 50 years. 2 eggs and toast. People would ask if she was not tired of the same meal every morning. Her response was consistent. Tired of it? I'm alive. That's more than enough. The pattern I have observed among the people I have known who live past 95 is remarkably consistent. They identified what worked for their body, and they maintained it. They did not chase new trends. They did not reinvent their habits every few years. They did not continue searching for the ideal diet. They found their foods, 4, 5, or 6 of them, and ate those foods without deviation until the end of their lives. And they died late, very late, with their minds clear and their dignity intact. Now I want to say something that will be uncomfortable to hear. The food is only part of it. You can follow my exact diet every day and still become seriously ill if your internal state is damaged. I have seen it happen. A man named Walter lived near me for years. He read extensively about health, ate carefully, exercised consistently, and did nearly everything correctly by conventional standards. He died at 68 from cancer. What contributed to his decline, in my observation, was bitterness. For 4 decades, he carried deep resentment toward his brother over a financial dispute. He held on to that anger as though it were something valuable. The illness was not the primary cause of his death. The sustained emotional weight he carried was. The illness was simply the mechanism. Here is what genuinely keeps a person alive and well across many decades. Having a reason to get up each morning. I rise at 5:30 every day. Why? Because I have responsibilities. A garden that needs tending. A neighbor who requires help with repairs. A great-grandson who calls every Tuesday. I have purpose. I have reasons that extend beyond myself. Maintaining real human connection. You are not designed for isolation. You need people around you. Not digital followers, not online interactions, but actual human beings. People who remain present when you are afraid. People who tell you honestly when you are making a mistake. People who show up, carrying peace within yourself. Forgive the people who have hurt you. I mean that sincerely. Not because they have earned forgiveness, but because you deserve to be free of the weight. Years ago, I forgave my father. He was a difficult man, emotionally distant during times of stress. I carried resentment about that for far too long. When I finally let it go, nothing about his actions changed. But everything about what I was carrying did. I became lighter. I found genuine freedom. Finding reasons to laugh, even during painful seasons. Life will cause pain. That is not a possibility. It is a guarantee. You will experience loss. You will fail at important things. You will face fear. But if you can find even a small amount of humor in the difficulty, you will find a way through it. When my wife passed away 10 years ago, the love of my life for 68 years, I sat in the kitchen the morning after the funeral, deeply grieving. My grandson came in and did not know what to say. I looked at him and said, "She always told me I would be lost without her." Turns out she was right. We both laughed. Then we cried. Then we laughed again. That is how you carry grief without being consumed by it. I am 103 years old. I do not know how much time remains. It could be a year. It could be a month. It could be tomorrow. So I will be direct with you. You are wasting your life, not primarily because of what you are eating, though that likely needs attention. You are wasting it because you are waiting until your health improves before you start truly living, waiting until your finances are more stable before you take the trip, waiting until you lose weight before you pursue a relationship, waiting for someday. Someday does not exist. I had a friend named Betty, a genuinely good person. We worked together in the 1960s. He talked constantly about retiring and moving to the coast, opening a small practice, living life on his own terms. Just 10 more years, he would say. Then I'll start living. Betty died at 62, 2 years before his planned retirement. He never reached the coast. He never opened that practice. He never lived those years he kept postponing. He spent 4 decades deferring his actual life. Do not follow that path. Here is something worth understanding about why I eat the same 4 foods every day. It is not purely about health. It is about clarity and freedom. When your food choices are simplified, your mental energy is freed up for things that genuinely matter. I do not spend time deliberating over what to eat. I do not spend hours in grocery stores selecting ingredients for complicated recipes. I do not spend money on specialty products. I wake up, I know exactly what I am consuming. I eat it, and I move forward into my day. That simplicity creates space. Space for people, for the garden, for reflection, for presence. Many people today are overwhelmed by choices. Hundreds of breakfast options, meal delivery services, applications that analyze your genetics to recommend a diet. And yet people are more confused, more anxious, and less healthy than previous generations. The reason is that something fundamentally simple is being over-engineered. Protein, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, essential minerals and vitamins. That is what the body requires. 3 eggs, a pound of beef, 6 potatoes, and raw milk provide all of it. Everything else is distraction. If I could speak to my 30-year-old self, here is what I would say. Stop chasing. Stop pursuing more income, more recognition, more achievement at the expense of what actually matters. I spent too many years working beyond what was necessary, carrying work home in the evenings, staying late, missing dinners with my own children. I missed my son's important milestones. I missed anniversaries. For what? A slightly larger paycheck. A compliment from a superior. None of it holds any weight now. Those moments are gone, and no amount of reflection will bring them back. Eat simply. I identified my 4 foods at 63. I wish I had recognized their value at 23. Consider the years spent eating poorly, feeling depleted, operating with mental fog that was entirely preventable. Find your foods, eat them consistently, then redirect your energy toward what genuinely matters. Love the people in your life while they are present. I delayed expressing love far too long, assuming there would always be more time. My brother and I had a pointless disagreement in our 40s. We did not speak for 3 years. He died suddenly at 53 from a brain aneurysm. I never had the opportunity to make things right. I never told him I was sorry. I never told him I loved him. Say it today, not eventually. Today, release the resentment. Life is too brief to sustain grudges, too short to remain in prolonged anger, too short to keep an ongoing record of who wronged you. Forgive, not for their benefit, but for your own. That hatred is a form of self-poisoning. You are the one it damages. I am 103 years old. I have lived through 2 world wars. I have witnessed 18 presidencies. I have watched the world transform in ways that would have been unimaginable in my childhood. But certain truths have remained constant throughout. Your body requires real food. Your heart requires genuine connection. Your soul requires authentic purpose. That is a complete picture. All of it, the diet books, the supplements, the productivity frameworks, the optimization culture, is simply noise layered over straightforward reality. Eat your 4 foods. Love your people. Forgive those who have hurt you. Identify your purpose. And stop waiting for the right moment. There is no perfect moment. There is no someday. There's only now. I eat the same 4 foods every day because it works. Because it is uncomplicated. Because it provides me the energy and mental clarity to focus on what genuinely matters. Experts struggle to explain it because they are searching for complexity, a secret formula, a hidden ratio, an undiscovered method. There is no method. There is real food, real love, and real presence. That is the answer, and it has always been right in front of you. Now go eat your eggs and call your father, Dr. Thomas William Health, 103 years old, still here, still eating his eggs.